Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. So, Venus has entered, is entering, will soon be entering Aquarius at the 0 degree where things usually enter Aquarius unless they were already in Aquarius or unless it's like the nodes, unless they retrograde. They enter at the 0 point, right? And but last time I was live, there was some not questionable. The Chrome was doing some interesting things, but we actually did see assemblage of the divine feminine as divine that came out in that Queen of Wands. Um, that was like part of the final cards of the Gilded Tarot Reverie. And so there was the Venus that was for Mars to come into all of its Marsdom, but there's another Venus that is coming into all of her Venusdom. I'm assuming it's not the same Venus, but we'll see. We'll pull cards and see. So I'm gonna do it like I did last time. I'm gonna split the Diablo Tarot. The first half will be Venus as she enters the conversation with Pluto, and then the second half will get Venus as she exits. Now, I'm shuffling up the cards because it's part of the reading today. And Michael, Archangel Michael, the Chariot, came out. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. Love to see it. Also, I don't have my glasses. I don't have my glasses. I'm going to go grab them. I will be right back. Enjoy this OBS logo on the screen. Come on. I am not. I got two pairs of glasses at least around here. I'm not finding either one of them. I don't know. I just have one pair. Oh, here they are. I was like, no, I've just seen these. Literally, I literally just saw these. I found them. So we've seen the Mars, whose inner work was um, to be in a position to. Hey, Holly, how you doing today? We've seen the Mars, whose inner work was to be in a position to maintain integrity and self love in the face of the Venus, who was just going to use Mars. Right. That was the inner work. Like assuming Mars masculine is really good at the outer work, but then to round it out, they have to do the inner work, and then Venus feminine is really good at doing the inner work, but then to round it out, they have to do the outer work. That's why it was like, it's not always accurate. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be judging people regardless, but it's not always accurate to look at the work that someone else is in a space of doing and to assume that because we've already done it, that we're farther along in our journey. Because again, that could be the last lesson that they have. And to not be so complacent in that we stop doing whatever is for us to do, right? Maybe Venus didn't expect that she'd also have outer work to do. So she was like, oh, like my inner work is done. I'm cool. And I'm pretty sure it was the Ten of Pentacles in this Angel Tarot that was like outer and inner work. Interesting. Cool. So we have Michael, perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. Who is like God? Is that a question? Or is this just Michael who is like God? Interesting. What's this beast? It's hard to tell. Anyway, let's keep getting the shuffle on. Glad to hear it. Let's see what Venus is up to. Oh my gosh. 5 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. God listening and conceivement. And the conjoining is conjoining. Right? The comforting God and God listening and conceivement. Politics and ambition. Wits, judgments, and what? Wins, judgments? I need my other glasses. I'm struggling. And my nose is drippy. Ew, don't look at it. Give me a second. Ooh. The snow is still here, although it is melting. You can see the icicles dripping. The icicles are dripping. The snow is melting outside, and soon the roads will be clear again. Excuse me again. Politics and ambition. Wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth. Ooh, and that's God listening and concealment. Oh, snap. God listening and concealment. And then we have the comforting God. Purification, protection from the impious, religious sentiments. And that concealment is interesting because that's the energy of that 7 of Pentacles. Or there's been this energy of like who we are behind closed doors or who we are when we think no one's watching. And then there's the God listening and concealment. I mean, wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth. And it's like, yeah, it's easy to win judgment, especially in cases involving the character of a person when you can bring up who they are when no one is watching. It's like, yeah, cool. I'm just trying to get at least 2 shuffles with no cards flipping over. And then there we go. We're ready. Cool. And like the God listening and concealment with the comforting God. That comfort. And then there's the Chariot at the bottom of the deck over here. I was going to get some donuts. It's fine. What else was I going to do? I don't remember. Aldi. I was going to go to Aldi and get some produce. That's what I was going to do. Aldi has like frozen marshmallows. I'm a Momo fiend. Now, I went to Kailash Momo in London. I don't remember. I don't know if there's multiple. Last time I went to the Roadie King on Battersea. We went to, I think we got off at Liverpool Street. No, I think we did. Yeah, I think we got off at Liverpool Street and we went to the new Conti roll place over there. I went to the other one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. I went to both of them. Anyway, not talking about food that I had in London, but I was talking about Aldi and then the Momos. So let's see. Let's see what Venus is up to. Nothing from the occult tarot. Love it. All right. I already shuffled the Diablo tarot before I came live. We'll give it a few more shuffles. Yeah, this deck is like massive. All right. This half goes over here. This half comes over here. So Venus, as she enters this conversation with Pluto, oh goodness. Venus as she enters the conversation with Pluto. And that's interesting. It's interesting that Venus and Mars meet in Aquarius because they got really, really, really close in Leo last year. But then Venus went retrograde and Mars kept going. And so they make it all the way around the world before Venus catches back up. Almost. I think it was like between 10 and 17, Leo. I feel like it was somewhere in there. And they're meeting, well, pretty early. It might still be within orb. Because I feel like it's like, no, 7 degrees is a lot. Because they weren't that far from Pluto. Maybe like 3 degrees. I don't remember anyway. It's fine. Last year, Venus and Mars nearly conjuncted in Leo. But again, Venus went retrograde. And Mars has been direct this whole time. All right. Oh, there we go. Face down. Bottom of the deck is the 9 of Pentacles. Now, what stands out to me the most in this 9 of Pentacles is actually these 2 stars. I mean, there are more stars, but oh, yeah, because there's a third one right there. It was like this one and this one. But then I was like, oh, there's another one. And then there's like little tiny dots that are probably stars that are further away. Oh, look, there's another one right there. More and more stars. What's also standing out to me is that he's pointing to one of these pentacles. So it's almost like as Venus enters this conversation, or before Venus entered this conversation, Venus as an energy typically feels like it gets whatever it wants. And so Venus doesn't have to choose because Venus gets it all. But now Venus is like forced to make a choice. Or Venus is told that she can't have everything. She can only have one. The card that came out face down is the Queen of Cups. What is this? What's her name? Spider Queen lady? I can't remember her name. Interesting. Venus as the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is pre-high priestess. Now, I guess that's interesting because in this position, Mars got the high priestess. But because this is pre-high priestess, if Venus has to choose, and then the 8 of Swords is in reverse under this 9 of Pentacles, if Venus does have to choose, because the Queen of Cups is here, she's not uh, choosing like superficially. Cool. So, oh gosh. The Knight of Pentacles revealed itself, and then a whole bunch of cards slid out face down. I'm just going to keep the Knight of Pentacles. Who is this? Oh my gosh, did these flip over? The Page of Swords and the Two of Wands also flipped over. Um, this is a lot. Knight of Pentacles, the Praiseworthy God, Jeliel, Two of Wands, the Helping God, and then Page of Swords, God the Refuge. The Praiseworthy God, the Helping God, and God the Refuge. Light of Understanding. I love that. Especially because of the stars, I guess. So before and after the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm pulling from the top. King of Swords, oh, there's Michael again. King of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot are the first three angels off the top of the deck. The King of Swords is about logic. The Eight of Pentacles is about attaining mastery. And the Chariot is about finding common ground and aligning seemingly opposing forces. The exalted God, God the teacher, and who is like God. 1131. So victory on the King of Swords grants victory and protection from lightning, intellectual talent, provides knowledge, and then again, perseverance, success to conflict, overcoming adversity. Protection from lightning is a tower that didn't have to fall, because lightning is what takes down the tower. And it's the King of Swords. So it is that. And it's interesting, again, we have the King of Swords, and then in the next card in the Eight of Pentacles is intellectual talent and providing knowledge, what the King of Swords are used to. See, that's a Venus I wonder if it's almost like a Venus that's never been necessarily admired for her talent. And so she grew overly reliant upon maybe her appearance or her ability to attract things, which is interesting because this would be a Venus that has the ability to attract things, but not necessarily for the reasons that it wants. And so maybe this Chariot is like the kindness and power of Bahamut. Not that someone can't be both attractive and intellectual, but it's like people who are attracted to things for their aesthetic and appearance aren't necessarily at the same time worried about the like function of those things, right? But with Michael, it's both. It's both alluring, captivating, and also like she's both aesthetic and substance. But the Eight of Pentacles may have been Venus. It's almost like getting reacquainted with those parts of herself. And then we have this Queen of Cups here. Because the Queen of Cups is here, I almost wonder if this is Venus that's been in a space of it's almost like if this is like a super intuitive Venus, but intuition was never enough. So then Venus had to like start explaining herself or learning how to validate those gut feelings and gut instincts within her. And so that's when she picked up like all of this like logic and reasoning. That's when she became studied. But it's almost like maybe somewhere along the way she forgot the power of her intuition. Or maybe she got so into the mode of like proving that the things that she couldn't prove, she started to believe less and less. And then, of course, there'll be things that you miss out on until the proof approves because your intuition will forewarn you. But it's like now she's like using both. Now she is coming in, she's like the star, she's becoming radiant. She's like gathering all these pieces of herself and she's being all of it. She's no longer sacrificing her brain because someone is after her for her beauty. And she's also no longer sacrificing her knowing because she can't prove. Cool. Looking for the Queen of Cups. Pull them from the top of the deck. Pull them from the top. Pull them from the top of the deck. Pull them from the top. Ooh, 2 cards. Excuse me. The devil came out behind strength, and I love it. Didn't even see the devil. Because you're stronger. Yeah, this is Venus that's like, I'm not falling for that again. If you can't handle me at my everything, then I guess you're not getting any of me. Because what I'm not going to do is dim myself. I don't think so. 5 of Wands, God listening and concealment. God the Redeemer is the Queen of Cups. And then the 8 of Cups, God the pleasure of man's children. There's a lot of adversity that's being mentioned. This is almost given like secret admirer energy for Venus. The one who's always appreciated Venus. Maybe she had to appreciate herself in order to receive someone appreciating her. We'll see. Gives consolation in adversity. And was Michael? No. Yeah, overcoming adversity in Michael. But there was something else that mentioned adversity. It was like protection and adversity, I thought. I don't know. Lots of adversity with Venus. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. God sung above all. Loyalty and allegiance, friendship and reconciliation. And then let's come over here to the Occult Tarot. From the top, oof, there's double energy again. Devil, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Ooh, this is interesting. The Devil, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups in the Occult Tarot. Does this not almost look like... Where's Michael? Third card. Does that not almost look like what's underneath Michael's feet? Maybe it's all those wispy things, swirly things. The Devil, 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. Now that could be like the temptation of double energy. Makes one worse off than before. Tricks mortals into being bound. Ooh. That could have been a temptation, but it's almost like easy come, easy go. With the reciprocity of the Six of Pentacles, if something comes easily, it can leave just as easily. Or if something is won by like shady circumstance, it can be lost to shady circumstance. But the Nine of Cups is the space of desire. This is like devil energy offering something to Venus. Again, the Venus that's used to getting everything. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles with this energy. It was like, well, you can only pick one. And depending on the Venus, well, she could be like, well, devil energy is offering me everything. And I know I'm deserving of everything. So, but this is a very, very intuitive Venus. She came out with the Queen of Cups. It's like those developed but underused probably parts of her are coming online. Like maybe she was about to go for it, but she was like, oh wait, hold up. 1 second. Something ain't right. Wow. Temptation. Looking for the Queen of Cups. I just saw 2 sevens back to back. 10, 9, 8, the world. I was like, wait, what about 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1? 2 threes together. 2 eights together. 8, 8, hangman. Oh, there she is, Queen of Cups. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Swords over here. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Two of Swords. Love it. And then she's holding this ace. The Sun is left there. Makes one rich, smart, and well-spoken, gathers spirits at tombs, and changes the places of the dead. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. Teaches astronomy and liberal science, knows the virtues of precious stones and herbs, gives very good familiars. Cool. Oh, the Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of both of these decks. And then the Sun is behind the Page of Pentacles in the Angel Tarot. Cool. The Page of Pentacles was at the bottom of both decks. Loyalty. So we have loyalty and allegiance on one with friendship and reconciliation. And then we have the very good familiars on the other. What is a very good familiar? I wonder. I wonder what a very good familiar is in the occult tarot. I wonder if we as people that are full of desire would think that a very good familiar is anything that gets us all of what we want. But it's like they're to like serve our higher good. The best familiars may be the ones that are like, are you sure about that? I don't like the price of what you're asking for is really high. Now, we may think a good familiar is someone that just gives it to you anyway. But then when you have to pay up, again, like with the temptation of devil energy, things that come easily can be lost just as easily. The better for us familiar would be the one that's like, you not this one. Just trust that this isn't the one that you want. And then again, Venus is coming out as this Queen of Cups that has that knowledge and intuition and the trust in her discernment to be like, you know what? If that's not what I want, I trust it. If I can only get one instead of everything, I trust it. There are things beyond my knowing and understanding. And again, for those things that logic can't explain, time will tell. And then things come out and Venus is like, oh, here's the Two of Wands. Hold up, wait. Yeah, the Two of Wands came out after the Knight of Pentacles and Page of Swords. The Two of Wands is behind the Page of Pentacles in the occult tarot. So self-referential. Two of Wands, Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Sun, the Sun. Cool. Excuse me. So the cards that came out, the Knight of Pentacles, Light of Understanding, acquires knowledge and cures illness. Here's more knowledge being acquired. Or was this the one? No, it was that King. It was the Eight of Pentacles. Intellectual talent provides knowledge. That's interesting. I didn't catch that before. And it's the second card in both of these. Well, it was the second card. Yeah, it's the second card in both of these. This thing, and I was like, doesn't that look like what Archangel Michael is standing on top of? And Archangel Michael sits in the place of the chariot. And then, but in this Eight of Pentacles, intellectual talent provides knowledge. This angel is like riding a cloud. So it's almost like it becomes the vehicle. Now, this is Michael putting it under like submission, but then it becomes the vehicle. And it's the Eight of Pentacles that becomes the vehicle, which again makes sense for all the reasons that it makes sense. It's also interesting because, well, maybe not, but just judgment, sorry. Judgment, and when I did this for Mars, was the second card in both the Angel Tarot and the Occult Tarot. So they're very self-referential. You go back over here. What is that? The Six of Pentacles teaches astrology and liberal sciences, reveals treasures, and brings excellent familiars. Excellent familiars, very good familiars. Teaches logic and ethics, teaches logic, ethics, and the value of herbs and stones. One of the angels brought out herbs and stones, I think, maybe. Can make one invisible, helps one to be intelligent and long-lived, can recover lost items and find treasures. That's the Nine of Cups. And then makes one worse off than before, tricks mortals into being bound, accepts child sacrifice, is the devil. See, it's like, but right after devil energy, revealing hidden treasures, both of these reveal treasures, can recover lost items and find treasures. And then the Six of Pentacles reveals hidden treasure. So maybe this is an understanding because, again, devil energy comes in tempting Venus. But with these two cards, it's like Venus is like, I already have everything that I need. Like there's nothing that devil energy can offer me that I don't have. And again, it's that Queen of Cups, discernment, intuitive knowing. And it's that ability for Venus to not be so in need of instant gratification that she can go, you know what? I'm good. Because again, devil energy makes you worse off. And she's like, I don't need to be any worse off than I already am. But it offers so much of everything. And especially depending on what we're seeking, we may think that that's it, but it isn't. So much understanding and so much knowledge for Venus. Light of understanding acquires knowledge and cures illness. Again, as the Knight of Pentacles that came out. Also, the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords. Love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. And refuge governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. God, the refuge. I'm just like, it's the, what was that? I remember. I remember this angel. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I remember you. I don't remember why I saw you or the context under which this angel came out, but I remember seeing that angel. Cool. Now let's read the Diablo Tarot. Both of these are upright. Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Where the pennies at? 7, 8, 9. Nine of Pentacles upright is financial independence, self sufficiency, and achievement. Using all your resources and many talents, you've established your reputation and built a good life. You have a measure of financial independence. Basking in the glow of self sufficiency, you enjoy all you've achieved. There is just one caveat. While relishing your good things in solitude, while relishing your good things in solitude is pleasant, don't shut yourself out from others. And then we have the Queen of Cups, which is compassion, emotional support, and creativity. This represents an emotionally mature person with a good understanding of themselves and others. Perceptive, empathetic, and compassionate. They are supportive of those around them. They usually have some authority or power and are interested in helping others discover emotional fulfillment. Cool. Love it. It said, don't reject others. Venus came out as the Queen of Cups, that is understanding and compassionate and all of that. She's like, I got it. I feel like there's still something. Maybe it's about this cup. I feel like there's something in this Queen of Cups that maybe it's like the 8 legs. 8 legs, one body, and like the multifacetedness of Venus. And all those qualities of Venus, again, it's the qualities of Venus that would almost like atrophy and rust and decay because we don't necessarily think of Venus in those ways. Can be a very like it's almost like sometimes because we have superficial desires from Venus, we project that superficiality onto Venus. But we've been seeing Peacock. Cool. So Venus is approaching Pluto very confident, very self-assured, self-sufficient, intuitive, and ready to be all of who she is. Politics and ambition wins judgments and protects all those who seek the truth, and transformation gives consolation in adversity. Over here. I'm looking at this. Oh, I think that's a key of Solomon. I don't know nothing about nothing. But I think that's the key of Solomon. That's on the end of the staff. Or it's reminiscent of the key of Solomon, which is interesting because I feel like again, I don't know nothing about nothing. But I feel like that's more associated with the occult, but here it is in the hand of the angel, which is almost given an energy that's like in the hands of the occult, it's man that is attempting to use or to control divine or otherworldly or superior extra mortal forces to do their bidding and to get whatever they want. Very like devil energy, the devil that we saw, the one that makes people worse off. But in the hand of the angel, it's almost like that power is where it should be. It leaves the celestial to the celestial. I gotta wipe my nose again. It's just dripping, dripping, dripping. I should go get that box of Kleenexes. But then I'll never use these napkins. It leaves the celestial with the celestial, the spiritual with the spiritual, because with this Queen of Cups, there's with all of this knowledge and information and knowing, It's like this would be a Venus that knows when forces are beyond her knowing. And it's not a Venus that's foolish enough to attempt to control or subvert those forces. Again, and it's in this Queen of Cups. It's in the trusting Venus, trusting her intuition, even when the logic isn't there, because Venus knows that all will be revealed in time. And it's God listening in concealment. So, in that place of concealment, or from a concealed place, what was the thing? Something beyond mortal understanding? Is that a thing, or did I just make it up? Did I just make that up? I feel like there was a card that was like reveals or illuminates things beyond mortal understanding. I guess not. Mhm. I really thought I read that. Okay, it's fine. I say that because of the concealment. It's also interesting that politics and ambition are through. It's mostly the ambition that intrigues me because um, Venus was resisted or resisted the tricks of the devil, the tricks of devil energy. Cool. Then on the other side, teaches philosophy and the uses of herbs, heals all diseases and disorders, brings good familiars. Oh, here we have good familiars, very good familiars, and then excellent familiars. Yeah, here's the very good familiars over here. And then we have the excellent familiars. Builds towers and provides weapons and ammunition, sends soldiers to appointed places is the Two of Swords. What's interesting, where's our protection from lightning? Was that the first card? Yeah, the King of Swords and then the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords and the Occult Tower builds the towers. The Two of Swords and the Occult Tarot builds the towers, and then the King of Swords and the Angel Tarot protects them from lightning. We also see a many-legged creature in this Ace of Cups, like the spider that has 8 legs. There are like what, six here? Not as conveniently sourced. But that's interesting because I was mentioning the Queen of Cups yesterday. And in the Dungeons and Dragons tarot, how the Queen of Cups sits in the middle of the pool. And instead of taking this path and then that path and then all of these other paths, when the Queen of Cups sits in the middle, all things flow into her. And as she's building this complete 360 foundation, whatever, there's something that opens up to her. The Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups makes this feel like there's a point or a purpose to Venus. And maybe it's because there's something that Venus chose. Or there's like Venus is approaching Pluto with a goal in mind. Venus is approaching Pluto that's like, double energies offered this, and people expect that. It almost feels like this is a Venus that's completed her inner work, and she's approaching Pluto that's like, I'm ready to really like get started on my outer work, or I'm ready to take my outer work to the next level. And the outer work, or the way that I pursue outer work now, it's no longer about me compromising who I am. Again, like, this isn't a Venus that's going to play dumb because the man that she's with is intimidated by intellect, or because the man that she's with is only with her for her beauty, not for her opinions or anything else, or the person that she's with. This is also the Venus who, if people seek for superficiality, she's like, I'm more than just that. I've got substance. And it's the Venus that honors herself. Again, it's a Venus that's resistant to the devil. And it's like, with the good familiars, the very good familiars, and the excellent familiars, it feels like it's also a Venus in good company. Or it's a Venus, it's almost like it's a Venus with a bargaining power, right? If someone comes to Venus and they're like, oh, I'll give you this for that, it's like, because if the good familiar is lacking, she has very good familiars that can step up. And if they're lacking, she has excellent familiars that can step up. And if they're lacking, then she's got her connection with the divine. And she's okay with waiting until whatever. Again, it's like, it's not a Venus that can be easily taken advantage of, but because of her appearance or softness, one would think that they could. Cool. It's also interesting that we have angels with the sword, the staff, and the cup. Cool. It feels like there's more to this. Oh, maybe that's it. Because these angels don't have like a pinnacle, but maybe that's the one that's being offered here. Now, who is that guy? I don't know. Maybe that's old man Pluto. So again, it's like she's 75% of the way through. She's got the staff, the cup, and the sword. The only thing she doesn't have is the pinnacle. But that's what she is getting now. I'm watching this anime, and there are folks that are guilded, they're trying to qualify to go up a rank, excuse me, as adventurers. And then, so the group that we're following, they beat the boss, and the guild intentionally makes it seem like the first three people who complete the quest are going to rank up, but they never say that. They never say that the first three people who accomplish this are gonna whatever, but everyone, because they word it as like the first three people are gonna get a special prize that reflects their effort, everyone's trying to, like, there are some people who try to sabotage other people. There are some people who let the other people do the hard parts, and then they just try to swoop in at the end, and then of course there's a trap. And the guy is like, because at the finish line a lot of people let down their guard, but the mission isn't over until it's over. And it's like, because Venus only has one left, it may be easy for some to like relax their guard and to just like try to complete it as fast as they can, which is why devil energy comes in. That's what I'm tying it back to. It's almost like, oh, the devil energy knows that Venus is that close to completion. They're like, oh, I wonder if I can tempt her now. Like, and she's like, no. Cool, love it. I feel like there's so much more with Venus. We'll see. After she leaves this conversation with Pluto, we'll give it one more and then a shuffle. Also, that Queen of Cups came out face down. Like it slid out face down. Ooh! Oh, well. Oh, no. Oh, no. The devil. And then the card that came out is the Queen of Swords in reverse. No, Venus. We're gonna get into the tarot. We're gonna clarify this to see what is happening. Oh no, Venus, no. You're doing so wrong. So we're gonna look before and after the Queen of Swords, and this time I'm gonna go from the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck. Archangel Michael, the Chariot. He was just third from the top. We saw Michael. Michael is all over this. Michael is the one that usually has the sword. Oh. The Chariot, the Tower, and the High Priestess are the bottom three cards. Major Arcana. Two of these majors are archangels, and the last major is Master number 44. The fire of God, Uriel. God the eternal, loving, lasting. God the eternal, lasting. The tower is here. And then there's the sword. The tower is here, and protection from lightning was over there. Oh wait. I could read this in because there was a thing, right? There was Venus's intuition. And Venus had learned to validate her intuition to prove to other people, but with that Eight of Pentacles and with the Chariot that was at the bottom of the deck, it was for Venus to remember, even when you can't validate your own intuition, it's still important that you have the discernment to listen to it, because time is the revealer of many things. And there was the devil energy that was approaching her, that was offering her whatever. But again, it's the devil energy that makes people worse than they were before. So Venus said no to the everything that the devil was offering. And it was like in time it's going to be revealed why she said no. Now I see the devil upright over here, but the Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm all, and then here's the Six of Pentacles. Um, I'm feeling this Queen of Swords in reverse after the devil as the one that did not take up arms, or the one that didn't like listen. Right? Because it's like if the Queen of Swords was also upright, then she'd be in leagues with the devil, but they have these opposing relationships. That's how I'm like taking it. We have the Page of Swords over here, God the Refuge. Governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. Oh, that's what it is. Reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. I know I didn't make it up. I was like, I know I read this. And it felt like there was something over here that was like, it was beyond human. It's this. The angel has that, staff has that key. This isn't man that is in attempt to control whoever, whatever. There's something that Venus knows, and that's why she's like, yeah, nah. Perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity, disruption, warns of diseases, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. One of these had transformation is the Eight of Cups. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. aids in transformation. Success, protection from magistrates is the high priestess. There's a transformation that Venus was able to get without devil energy giving it to her. Again, it was like devil energy can't offer Venus anything that she doesn't have. Cool. We're looking for the Queen of Swords. From the Queen of Cups to the Queen of Swords. But again, maybe this is the logic and intuition that Venus has been playing. Well, that was two cards. The Nine of Wands eclipsed the Knight of Swords. And revealing the Knight of Swords, turn the Nine of Wands face down and in reverse. Nine of Swords, Eight of Swords. Knight, King, Queen. Is the Queen of Swords on the table? I don't think she is. I didn't see her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these three on the table. The Chariot, the Tower, and the High Priestess. Also, the High Priestess is here. Maybe this is Venus's initiation into High Priestessdom, because she came out as the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is pre-High Priestess energy. I think she does still have protection from this tower, but whatever this tower is, it's devil energy that's being collected on. So anyone that would have given in to devil energy, this is how they become worse off than they were before. But because she didn't give in, she's immune to that. But in her immunity to devil energy, I don't know what devil energy offered her, but she did a good enough job in saying no that now she becomes the full high priestess. I wonder if it was like one of those losing fights. Because again, that's the energy that's already under Michael's foot. Maybe she's just like, yeah, I'm not. It's like when somebody's on the run and Michael's on their tail and like, can I stay here? And she's like, no. No. Because what's after you is beyond me. This is between you and the Lord. And you was not about to put me in the middle of that. He's like, oh my gosh, imagine if she would have said yes. Imagine if she was harboring double energy. Cool. She becomes a full high priestess, which is again interesting because Mars came out as a high priestess before it. It's interesting. Mars came out with the magician and the high priestess. Venus is gathering the aces. The last ace she has to gather is the Ace of Pentacles. And she's sitting in pre-high priestess energy as she approaches Pluto. But maybe it's like just as Mars needed an alternate Venus to try to use him as comfort and nothing more. And when he refused her, he was like, in her, whatever. And it was like when Mars finds his new person, it feels like it'll be this Venus. It's almost like this Venus needs a Mars that will see her in all of who she is and will appreciate her in all of who she is to come into that herself. So if this were like three people, and again, it doesn't have to be, but if it was, like there would be these two over here. Like here's old Venus and here's Mars. No, this is Mars, this is old Venus. This is the old Venus that would use Mars and then discard Mars, but knew that Mars was always there for her. So then she goes through like a tower and she needs the comfort of Mars. She needs the validation of Mars. And Mars is like, yeah, no. And then Mars comes over here. This is new Venus. So just like him saying no to her was his ticket to come over here, him being there for her is her ticket to like do whatever she needs to do. It's kind of like one of those what we do for each other. Right. Which is interesting. Because I don't mean it in a way to say that she also needs validation. Maybe it's more confirmation. Because she's in a space of validating herself and her inner work. Again, like her inner work is complete. She's wrapping up her outer work, especially with the pinnacle being outer work. But part of her outer work or part of her reality is to be fully embraced for all of who she is, not just the superficial things about her. And part of Mars's inner work would then be to find someone who appreciates him for more than just the physicality that he provides. Almost the same. Or to be able to give in a place where it's appreciated and not taken advantage of. And then he gets cast aside again. It's almost like this Mars and this Venus. And then, I mean, I guess it makes sense because then Mars and Venus conjunct in Aquarius right after they both individually conjunct Pluto, but still pretty close to Pluto, not too far off from Pluto. It's almost like they're the answer to each other's prayers. Or it's the external confirmation for everything that they validate within themselves, but within themselves and between them and the divine. Well, that's why it's the answer to a prayer. That's why this Venus says no to the devil energy. She's like, cool. All right. From the bottom again. Now we have the Fool, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Ooh, maybe somebody felt like a fool, but then you get the whole 10 cups. It's like, yeah, I could say yes to that, but that's a Five of Cups situation. It's not going to bring anything but grief and remorse and regret. And I know I don't have to go down that path. The Fool, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Love it. Looking for the Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands, the Star. No, Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Star. Look, here's our Eight of Pentacles again. So first it's the Eight of Pentacles. Then it's the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Star, and the Queen of Pentacles. All the queens are like coming together and showing up. I mean, Venus is the Empress. Hello. Makes sense. It's almost like these were the last two parts of Venus that she had to reconcile within herself to really step into that Empress energy. I also love that the Queen is, but again, it fits the narrative. The Queen of Cups is upright, the Queen of Swords is in reverse. With the Queen of Cups being the intuitive and the Queen of Swords representing the intellectual. It's like Venus is intellectual enough, smart enough to know, like a real King and Queen of Swords, a real logical person, a person who is real, like truly logical, will understand when there are things beyond their understanding. A truly logical person will be able to look at something and be like, I can't explain that, but I see that it works. And just because I don't know the logic and reasoning does not make that illogical. I just need to learn more. There's something at play that I don't understand. It doesn't invalidate it because it doesn't understand it, but the shadow of it will. But like true King, Queen of Swords, they're not going to be wrong just because they don't understand. You know what I mean? They're not going to allow their lack of knowledge and their lack of understanding to put them in a position to be wrong, to be knowingly wrong, just because they don't understand something. But where is this Queen of Swords? Maybe she gone. Ooh, the majors. Hold up. Let's read these. So we got after the Page of Pentacles that we already saw. We have Strength, Judgment, the Moon, Justice, the Devil, and then the Lovers. I love the Devil and then the Lovers because it's the lover set free. If it was the lovers and then the devil, it's like, oof, you just walked into a trap. But the devil and then the lovers, it's the lover set free. Cool. And then there's the Empress with the world, but where is our Queen of Swords? Is she on the table already? Oh, here she is. Goodness. Goodness. So the Two of Swords, God, Lord of all virtues, the Queen of Swords, and then the King of Pentacles, the adored God. And they both have swords. This is oh, look. This one has the flaming sword and that staff that's the Key of Solomon. This Queen of Swords has both. The flaming sword of Michael and that staff that has the Key of Solomon, that one that this angel had over here. Interesting. I was like, Michael is not like, they got Michael in here without a sword. Now, Michael obviously didn't need the sword because he was able to subdue whatever that is without it. And then the King of Pentacles, which is a sword and a shield. After this is the Four of Wands, which is rectification, helps one live in peace with everyone. No, that's the bottom of the deck. So we have the Emperor, which is a different way to spell Michael, I guess. Like unto God. So this Michael, or Mikhail, is like unto God. The other Michael is who is like God. Interesting. Oh, and then the magician is behind that emperor. The magician is behind this emperor. And behind that emperor is the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, the magician, and the emperor. Interesting. Because the magician again came out for Mars. For that Mars that is the emperor, rather than Mars being the tower. Protection from lightning. Ooh, the tower. Oh, it's literally right here. Mars is the tower. Cancer, Mars, and the moon. I mean, Mars has a while to go before it's in Cancer. The moon being in Cancer, however, where is the moon now? Gemini? I feel like the moon was just in Taurus. Is the moon going to be in Cancer when this conjunction happens? Maybe. I mean, it'll be close enough, right? I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the occult and wrap this up. All these swords. The Two of Swords has two swords. The Queen of Swords has the sword and the staff. And then the King of Pentacles has a sword and a shield. Ooh, no, almost. You almost hit the table. We gotta do better than that. Bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Ace of Swords reveals the past and the future, reconciles friends and enemies, creates love between man and woman, creates thunder and great storms, gives answers on divine secrets, reveals mysteries hidden from mortals, inflames men with women's love and women with men's love, causes them to show themselves naked if desired. So back to back, creating love between man and woman and inflaming men and women with love. After the past and future are revealed with the reconciliation of friends and enemies. Interesting. The Ten of Cups actually came out. Right? It was the Fool, the Five of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. The Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. The Two of Pentacles is about prioritizing, just as the Two of Swords is about making a decision. Cool. 7-7 again. Okay. Looking for 5-5. The Knight of Swords came out face down, destroys and burns all enemies when requested, speaks of the creation of the world, tells of the past and the future. It flipped over face down, and then the world came right after it. Looking for the Queen of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Looking for the Queen of Swords. Both of these queens were like so far into the deck. A lot closer to the top of the deck than the bottom. Oh my gosh. They're literally in the last. Here's our Queen of Swords right here. There's only one card left. She was at the tippy top of the deck. Before is the Three of Cups. Reconciles friends, tells of the past, present, and future, gives dignities and honors. There's a lot of reconciliation over here. There was a lot of knowledge and the revealing of knowledge and protection against adversity leading up to Pluto. And there's a lot of reconciliation and inflaming of love as Venus leaves Pluto. But like if that's an inflaming of love, it's again it's confirmation of the ways that Venus has been validating herself. It's a Venus that doesn't have to be at war within herself because people in the world only admire certain parts of her, but not her in her entirety. Cool. The Tower. There it is again. We had the Tower that came out after Archangel Michael. We got the Tower. I mean, but again, it's a Tower that we knew was happening, I guess. And then the Page of Wands. The last card is Cameo, the Fool. Now, this Fool, I'm pretty sure, came out for Mars. Gives understanding of animals and the voice of waters. Answers of things to come. Answers of things to come. Ding, ding, ding. She was like, no. Something tells me this isn't going to work out. Something tells me I'm going to be worse off than I am now if I listen to you. When Devil Energy came, it was like, oh, I heard you were looking for an Ace of Pentacles. I have anything you can want and more. But it was the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, right? That which is easily gotten can be just as easily lost. Tempted with her desires, and she still didn't fold. What? When she was told to choose? What? Venus is like, I'm Venus. I never have to choose. But then Nine of Pentacles was like, choose one. And Devil Energy came out with like, oh, the Divine told you to choose one? Oh, that's strange. The Divine has the power to give you everything. Why would they be so stingy? Don't you want everything? And Venus is like, I'm good. I got all I need. And if there's a reason why the Divine is telling me to choose one, I trust it. Time will reveal. All of this Tower over here with the Devil, it's a good thing Venus didn't buy in. Because the Devil is getting collected on. Cool. So we have Breaking the Circle. Ooh, I love that. Breaking the circle, breaking a chain of events, experiencing. See, but this breaking, oh, wait, let me read these. This breaking the circle is like, it's the opposite message that I usually give for the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse is usually the one who is so used to being undervalued and underappreciated that she almost can't accept it when she is. And so she continues to wear this hard exterior because that's what she's had to. But when she can like take the armor off, she doesn't necessarily know how. That's usually my Queen of Swords in reverse. But again, because the Devil is upright, and we saw it was the Devil and then the Lovers set free. The Tower that's coming for Devil Energy, the Queen of Swords that does not stand with the Devil. And the Devil, it's like Devil Energy can make really convincing arguments, but the arguments that Devil Energy makes only make sense to the person that Devil Energy is talking to. Because you already want to believe what Devil Energy is saying, more or less. It's like if you already don't want to have to drive 5 miles to get $10, Devil Energy is like, oh, well, here, I'll give you $10. because you don't want to drive 5 miles. So you're like, oh yeah, that checks out, makes sense to me because it plays on desire. It's a desire for a desire. There's something that devil energy wants too, and it'll collect it from you after from anyone. It collects after it gives, but it makes people worse off because usually it collects more than it's given. But in the moment, in times of such immediacy, we don't really care. We just like well, it's like credit. We'll worry about it when it's time to pay the bill. But for today, I get what I want. Upright, the devil is bondage, temptation, and addiction. Now, who? Somebody like protected from bondage, right? Or am I making it up? I'm like, did I read this or am I making it up? I guess that one I'm making up. I mean, I thought that here too, but maybe it was a card that was like at the bottom of the deck. Heals all diseases and disorders. No. I thought that there was something that was like something against bondage. No. Okay. So this is bondage, temptation, and addiction. Deals with the devil always include a hidden and painful price. That which might have begun in innocence has mutated in an unhealthy way. That indulged in temptation that you thought wouldn't matter has cost you more than you bargained for. The ties that bind you are too tight, and breaking free seems impossible. That's devil upright. And then Queen of Swords in reverse. One swords. There we go. Page Queen. Queen of Swords in reverse. This person has suffered but didn't heal well. Consequently, they've become bitter about life. They offer criticisms freely and usually deliver cutting remarks with precise cruelty. They are more interested in sharing their suffering than alleviating it in others. I almost wonder if, though, that Queen of Swords, like if devil energy is like, well, why are you so whatever? Right? Especially when like devil energy comes in the form of like people. It's like, why are you so difficult? Why are you so this? Why do you have to be so counterculture? Or why are you so resistant? Why don't you just like be a part of the team? We already know that this Venus is healed because we have the curing of illness from the Knight of Pentacles. We have the healing of all diseases and disorders from the Ace of Cups. There's also transformation. Yeah. So it's not an improperly healed Queen of Swords. And then there's the bondage and all of that from the devil. She's like, yeah, I know. So breaking the circle lifts, hold on. Opposing barriers brings victory. Lots of victory that's being brought to. Excuse me. Breaking the circle lifts opposing barriers. Oh, lifts opposing barriers brings victory. That lifting opposing barriers plays into the story of the Queen of Swords in reverse. You can call it like shattering the glass ceiling. And because the glass ceiling is shattered, because the barriers are lifted, again, like that's part of the environment that changes that the Queen of Swords doesn't have to like. Again, Queen of Swords in reverse is only in reverse when the situation demands it, right? It's like you can let down your guard because things have changed. The transformation and everything was already over here as Pluto or as Venus approaches Pluto. Obedience causes harmony and peace, calms anger in anyone. Is the knight? Is the king, sorry, the King of Pentacles. Oh, look. And then we have the King of Pentacles with that same halo that Senora had yesterday. Is 43 on the table? Or did I just see 43? No, it's not. Or is 34 here? No, that's 44. That's 33, I think. I gotta go to the restroom. Then we have the Tower, promoter of discord, war, arguments, and falsehood, gives generous responses, and gives answers concerning past, present, and future, can make one invisible on the Page of Wands. Did somebody else can make people invisible, but they didn't come out. Promoter of discord, war, and arguments and falsehoods, gives generous responses, gives answers concerning past, present, and future, can make one invisible. These are the occult cards. Again, this is almost reading more like, because devil energy is getting this tower, this is almost like a what could have happened. But again, when one gets answers from devil energy, it's important to not take, because it feels like devil energy is capable of telling the truth, but it can tell the truth in a way that is very like pointed. In a way, it's almost like if devil energy is telling the truth, you can almost count on devil energy to be omitting like many more things. So, like, let's say, for instance, that Bill tells Bob to take Sally's apple, and devil energy is like, well, Bob took Sally's apple, but devil energy is not telling you that Bill was the one that told Bob to do that, or that Bill is secretly devil energy in disguise. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't tell you necessarily enough of the story for you to form an accurate opinion or to reach an accurate conclusion. It gives you just enough, and it preys upon your emotionality, insecurity, whatever, to get you to assume what it is that you're already fearing or what it is that you're already believing. But again, we have Miss High Priestess over here now. She's like, no. And we saw that, right? Reveals something. Maybe not. Protection from magistrates, disruption, warns of diseases, aids in transformation, perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. And we just saw the tower. We've been seeing the tower. We've been seeing tower. So cool. This Venus is more so about not buying into devil energy, which is interesting. But that was kind of the thing yesterday, right? Yesterday was this Venus. Well, this Venus made an appearance yesterday because this was the Mars that had finished its outer work and was completing its inner work. And something happened to this Venus where she needed the comfort and the validation of this Mars, but that Mars was done enough in its inner work that it was like, yeah, no, I can see what this is now. And it was that like Mars is going to find a new partner. And this Venus is going to be convinced that the new partner is like a karmic. It's the latest karmic. But again, like so often it seems like it was a narrative that didn't necessarily support that Venus. It didn't necessarily support that feminine. It didn't necessarily empower her or encourage her in ways that were meaningful. And that's what is being collected on, right? Because this Venus, she could have been exposed to the same information. She could have felt all the same feelings, arrived at all the same places, but made different conclusions because what was within her, the truth that she knew was different. Or it told her different, even if she didn't know why. Something in her resonated differently, and it was like, don't go down that path. Don't take what is being offered. And now we see why, or we will be seeing why. And Venus is gonna be like, oh my gosh, I am so glad I did not listen to double energy because now I see. And there was also the Two of Swords that came out as like the final card in the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And that was the buzzer that was being called on the game while the score is being settled. So, like with the lifting of opposing barriers, it's almost like there were certain barriers to entry that were permitted for a certain amount of time, almost like a timed exclusive. There are certain things that are exclusively for the seedy and questionable of character. It's so easy. It seems like it's a lot easier to be more successful when you're, cooking the books than it is to be like to have integrity and to show up authentically and to get that same level of success. It seemed like it was so much more profitable to take advantage of people and to use people. And maybe it was like for a reason. But again, that was like devil energy. What was that devil energy? Yeah, it was devil energy when we read Pluto and Mars, and how devil energy, like, it inflames it and inspires things. But if you're not going to steal, devil energy can't make you steal. If you're not going to take advantage of somebody, devil energy can't make you take advantage of somebody. Devil energy can't make anyone do anything that they wouldn't do under the right circumstances. Devil energy just provides circumstances. Not right. Like if opportunity makes a thief, you're a thief that's waiting for their opportunity. If absolute power corrupts absolutely, you're corrupt and you're just waiting for a little bit of power or authority to exert your control over people. That's already within you. Or someone. Devil energy can, again, it can strongly encourage and it can provide the means sometimes, but it can't make anyone do anything. But this is the Venus that's resisted devil energy at every twist and every turn. This is the Venus that validated herself. And Venus can love validation. But this is the Venus that chose to validate herself rather than to place herself in the hands of those that would not appreciate her. And then she'll be getting the confirmation of that internal validation. It'll be a win-win for her and everything that she sows into. And for the shortcuts. And again, it's like it's that Six of Pentacles. Like that's why the Six of Pentacles was there after the devil energy. And it was the Six of Pentacles that caught the attention of the Empress yesterday with that Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is right here. Here's the Knight of Pentacles that caught the attention of the Empress because the Knight of Pentacles, it was patient and it did the work rather than relying on the answers of the book that doesn't apply. All of the information that was granted, it's like this energy. And now we have the King of Pentacles over here with this angel, while the Tower is falling over here. Same side, just I did like angel occult today instead of what was it? Occult, angel occult for Mars. It's just how I picked up the decks. Cool. Cool. I feel like there's a lot that I didn't necessarily read or pick up on, but all of that stuff. But again, there's a lot that has to be revealed too. Time is the revealer of a lot of things. And this deals so much with the intuition of Venus that to make a collective whatever and list every single thing, it'd be like, no. And it wouldn't be beneficial either because it's not my role in reading this to necessarily say what is to be validated for Venus's intuition. It's important that that sort of plays out and it happens in real time. And it's like it's the trust in her discernment, maybe, that's going to help her become a high priestess. It's like she's like things are going to happen in a way because not only did Venus know about it, not only was Venus's intuition and discernment telling her, but she followed it. She listened to it. Then it's going to be validated. Then it's going to be confirmed. And then after that, she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah." So my intuition is like on it, got it. She's a high priestess now because she doesn't carry the same. I don't know. I don't know what separates the pre high priestess, Queen of Cups, from the actual high priestess. Especially because all of the things that are hidden from mortals are being revealed to this Venus. And maybe that's why all of those things are being revealed. Reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. And there was some other card that talked about um, some other card that talked about that. Everybody is holding a sword except for Michael. Even the high priestess has a sword. You see that? Over here, everyone is holding a sword except for Michael. Everyone has one. Oh, wait, this way. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me look at it, and there we go. And then show you, because and this person has two swords. Michael's the only one without a sword, and the Queen of Swords is in reverse. Again, it's almost giving me the energy of that staff that has like the key of Solomon in it. It's not for mortal hands to wield. It's not for mankind to attempt to come in and to control. Uh, hey, is that Kirua? From Kirua to Zenitsu. I've seen both of those shows. How you doing? Excuse me. Cool. So that's Venus. I think two. It's interesting that the sword is so present. I'm doing all right. It's a nice long weekend. I have no complaints right now. It's so well. There are like so many swords over here. Ooh. Hey. All right. See you later. I hope you continue to do good. You said good, right? I'm glad to hear it because I know you said things were a little rough before. Cool, cool, cool. I think that's everything. I'm gonna run to the restroom and then we're gonna get final cards. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we've been talking about yin yang lately. It's arisen. The topic has arisen recently about how sometimes there are things that are feminine that we can't attribute to the feminine, so we call it masculine. And there are some things of the light that are characteristics of the light that we can't conceive of as light, so we call it dark. The dark within the light, the masculine within the feminine. So I was thinking, because I'm like, why are all these swords here in the hands of the angels, but the Queen of Swords is in reverse? It's almost like anyone that has a sword is gonna be. It's almost like that's what um, it's a signifier of those who are gonna get collected on. Because again, it's like double energy was trying to get Venus to pick up the sword with her swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse. Well, her sword is upright. When the Queen of Swords is upright, the sword is facing. I mean, anyway, you get what I'm saying. And so it's almost like there were things that Venus had to do for Venus, excuse me, ways that she had to validate herself because she wasn't getting the external confirmation. But just because she didn't get the external confirmation didn't mean that she didn't know what she knew. And it didn't mean that her intuition and discernment was incorrect. She trusted in her discernment and her intuition. She abided by it, knowing that time would reveal something to her. The reason why she felt so strongly not to do something or to do something, while so strongly encouraged externally, motivated by her desire. Or like what she desires was a part of the trick that was tried to be used against her. But it's almost like in that time, Venus had to do something herself for herself. Now, when Venus and Mars conjunct, it's like she doesn't hold the sword almost in a way of like she's not going to have to do whatever. Like she had to do what she needed to do when she had to do it. But it's like she's not going to have to anymore. But the reason why I go to the yin yang, it's like there's something in Venus that maybe she became aware of. And maybe um, her knowledge of this thing within her that is not external to her, is also what helps her become the high priestess or to graduate to the high priestess from the Queen of Cups. And it's almost like if somewhere were to uh already for confirm it for her externally, she would attribute it to somebody else or to something else, but it's something else within her. And it's almost like she had to be isolated to see it or to be it. Cool. Final cards. Final cards. Let's get some final cards. All right, Venus. Excuse me. Maybe there was some outer work that Venus had to do to complete her inner work or to delve deeper into her inner work. And it was an outer work that she wouldn't have done or an outer work that she wouldn't have needed to do if the right people, places, circumstances, and situations were present. It's almost like aspects of herself that she would have never come into. But it's important for her to know those things if she's going to sit in the seat or sit closer to the seat of the high priestess. Because it's like, it works for the Queen of Cups to not know her own capabilities and stuff like that. But the high priestess is a higher calling, right? The high priestess can't necessarily afford to project and to expect like the Queen of Cups can. But what do I know? Oh, I knew this was a different Venus. I had a feeling. I was like, it can't be. I mean, it could be. And I'm sure there are. But like, for the Mars that is meeting Pluto, the Venus that has been coming out is not a match for that Mars. So that conjunction is not going to be a harmonious one. That Venus Mars conjunction is probably going to be the one where it's like something ends for good because it's just not there. It's the realization that something will never be what we desired for it to be. And that the truth of our desire lies elsewhere. So then it's like, are we more attached to the things that we are attached to than we desire what it is that we want? Are we going to try to squeeze grape juice from melons or orange juice from lemons, knowing that a lemon isn't going to give us anything but lemon juice? It doesn't stop us from trying. It don't stop us from hoping as we go into Pisces season. Oh, Sun is going to be conjuncting Saturn. Maybe that's also this energy where it's like the fruits of our labors will be made plain. All the work that Saturn has been asking us to do, the Sun is going to conjunct it. And it's like, okay, now you see. It's going to be the which can be very validating, that external confirmation. But it's not to be so reliant upon external confirmation that we stop doing what is for us to do. We validate internally and it's confirmed without. But when we internally validate, we can hold the line and not give in the devil energy because, well, I've already been on this path for 25 years. And hey, if you're offering it to me, then that must be the fruit of my labor. And the whole time it stink. It's like we know that's not it, but we need it to be it because we're tired. Okay. One more. Cool. That was a good shuffle. And a cut. Top of the deck is the Nine of Wands in reverse. I'm pretty sure the Nine of Wands was the final card last time I used this deck. When I pulled this deck out, the Nine of Wands was in reverse. I saw it. I put it into the deck face up after I shuffled it because it was still on the table. And I was like, how did that get on the table? So the deck was shuffled. I put it into the deck face up. Now here it is. Here it is in reverse again. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords upright. Oof. You see how all the swords are tied up except for the sword that's been held by our character. And again, it was something about, it's like the Queen of Swords is in reverse, but literally every angel except for Michael has a sword. Two of the angels got flaming swords that look like they could be the sword of Michael. What's happening? For some reason, the sword is the marker of devil energy. And that's why Queen of Swords was like, yeah, no, you ain't going to catch me out here with my sword up. See, that's the Queen of Swords that's in the know. That's the Queen of Swords that got the memo. And she got the memo because the pre-High Priestess Queen of Cups was there. And Mars know what's up because Mars came out with the High Priestess. Oof. What's going on with the swords? I don't know. What just popped into my mind? Lean not into your own understanding. Maybe it's been a time of that. Leaning not into our own understanding and trusting our intuition. Nine of Wands in reverse is martyrdom, stubbornness, and hopeless cause. We got this in reverse before. I remember reading it. You face not a crisis of faith, but your own stubbornness. The fight, if there even was one, is over. If you are hoping for a second chance, your wait will be in vain. You can stand forever on that hill, but it won't be for anything that matters. But she knew that. Like again, Michael didn't even need his sword. Michael came out first with a foot on whatever devil energy was peddling. And that became the vehicle for, and I think it's because that was the vehicle for the angel and the eight of pentacles that it looks like not giving into double energy, not falling into temptation, not being so starved for a reward that we give into instant gratification is the vehicle that gets the Queen of Cups to that High Priestess. There's something about the recognition of Venus in that. But that's the thing with like true Venusian energy, right? It's just like the thing about true Queen of Wands energy. It doesn't need confirmation to have confidence in who it is. Venus is the type that's like, oh, if you can't see or appreciate me, that's something that like is wrong with you. That's nothing wrong with me because I know who I am. But that one Venus that got knocked down a peg that was going to Mars for comfort, and Mars said, nah. Oof. I mean, that's a crutch. But how else do you, when a crutch ain't crutching, it's difficult. Because sometimes without our crutches, we forget how to stand, or we forget that we even can stand. Five of Swords upright is conflict, aggression, and humiliation. While there is a sense of victory here, it is not a clean or honorable win. The victor celebrates while the losers reorganize. Feeling bitter and humiliated, the other side is likely plotting the winner's downfall. If you are on the winning side, try behaving in an honorable fashion, if for no other reason than to ensure your own continued reign. It was at the bottom angel. Or was it an angel that came out? It was the angel at the bottom of the deck. Calms anger in anyone. It's immune. It's immune to this aggression. I wonder if, because I remember when Mars walked away, there was an energy of like, if Mars shows up, at first, if Mars shows up, it's just Mars being Mars. But with this new Mars, it was like, if that Mars shows up, it's showing up for a reason and it's showing up for a purpose. There was the energy of like those who live in glass house. The reason why those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. It was that Semikiel angel of vengeance. And if we call down justice for any party involved, they are judged. Sometimes we think when we call down justice, then justice will be immune to the gaze of justice, but we also are evaluated. If we call forward an energy of whatever, we're also evaluated under the same microscope. And it's really easy sometimes for some to take a stance of moral superiority, but then when they're held to the same moral or ethical standard, it's like, well, why do we get judged so harshly? Why am I being judged so critically with all the judging and criticizing that they're doing? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, if you're going to judge and criticize, then we all get judged and criticized. If you're going to call down justice, then we're all sitting on the stand. Justice rules like everywhere, ubiquitously, unilaterally. It doesn't just come in and do what we want and then leave. Again, every other sword is tied up. Every other sword is bound. There's a reason why that Queen of Swords was in reverse. Because I'm watching this show and they're like, when you're on the front line, sometimes it's hard to differentiate friend from foe. So leave the swords at home. I don't know. And that would be Libra. I guess the South Node is in Libra right now and the North Node is in Aries. Libra being like masculine Venus. Libra would be the Venus of air, the Venus with the sword. And Libra's in reverse. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the masculine part of Venus. That Venus doesn't need to do whatever. I wonder if there is a Queen of Swords in reverse, if there is a Venus that's gotten used to doing everything on her own, I wonder if she wouldn't have a lesson or be reminded that she doesn't need to. So part of Venus being reminded that she doesn't need to do everything on her own anymore would be to encounter someone or something that she can trust to do their part. And then she's like, oh, I didn't even have to do anything. And it's like, yeah, that's right. You've done enough, Queen. Not to say that she won't ever have to do anything ever again, but I don't know. All will be revealed. And Venus is going to be like, ooh, I'm glad I let devil energy pass me by. You ain't going to catch me out here. So we have the Six of Wands, teaches philosophy perfectly, brings souls back from the dead to answer questions. Why does that feel like interrogation? Bring souls back from the dead to answer questions. Angelarium, wait, what? Bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Oh, this was the cloud thingy that Michael was on top of. Teaches astrology and liberal sciences, reveals hidden treasure, and brings excellent familiars. Teaches philosophy perfectly. So we have teachers of philosophy, astrology, and liberal sciences. Bring souls back from the dead to answer questions. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. It's almost like what? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's like if you're learning Newtonian physics, then this would be like talking to Sir Isaac Newton himself, or going back and talking to Socrates and Plato and Euclid, Euler. There's a name that's popping up, Pythagoras. It's like, yeah, because they can answer the question directly. There's an energy here about like being able to go right to the source. And this is the vehicle for that Eight of Pentacles. Oh, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Reveals hidden treasures and brings excellent familiars. Teaches astrology and liberal sciences. This is also very abstract. What are liberal sciences? What is that? So I'm thinking like language arts. Rather than a narrow program with a single focus, a liberal arts and sciences education includes lots of possible subjects and areas of study. The arts, humanities, hard sciences, social sciences, languages, environmental sciences, health professions, writing, computers, and math. So maybe like social sciences, environmental sciences, and stuff like that are soft sciences. Are liberal sciences? What's a liberal science? Liberal science majors: biology, chemistry, sociology, astronomy, history, physics, psychology, anthropology, criminal justice, economics, mathematics, philosophy, political science, classics. So I guess anything that's not like physics, because chemistry and biology are on. I don't know, girl. I don't know. But anyway, that's a lot of science. Well, maybe I like it because it said astrology. Teaches astrology and liberal sciences. So it teaches, again, that was like the abstract sort of energy. It teaches it in a way where we can draw those correlations. But that was also the thing about Venus being that queen of water, queen of wisdom, I think, that sits in the middle. And from the middle can get a vantage point and a viewpoint that takes into consideration all things rather than going so far down one particular path that her vision is completely dominated by that one thing. And then she has to partially unlearn that while she's learning other things. And the more she learns, the more she has to unlearn. It builds it all at once. Call. I guess that's what I say when I don't know what else to say. That's a period. Cool is how I punctuate sentences, I guess. Ooh, but again, like we saw so much tower energy. We saw the tower twice. But it was that one of those cards that protected against lightning. Venus's tower need not fall, but had she listened to double energy, she'd be getting a tower too. It's not an immunity to towers that lets Venus do whatever and get away with it. It's an immunity to towers because her foundation is good and it's solid and there's nothing. It's like there are no no's. There is no criticism. She aced the test. She actually got above a 100%. Three of Cups. We saw the Three of Cups in the Occult Tarot. Now we have the right hand of God. Fame and renown, influences, commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. Fortune and fame fulfills any request. God who supports the universe. Wow. And 22. We've seen 22, 44, and I think 33. Me too. It was a good one. I was a little scared, but it's a good one. There's like fame and renown, fortune and fame. Fame is listed here twice. Commerce, voyages, great discoveries, and fulfills any request. It's almost like being handed a blank check by the divine. And it's interesting how it worked out that way. Because Venus was originally told to pick one. The Venus who gets anything and everything that she wants was told to pick one. Pick one pentacle. And Venus picked that one pentacle. And after she did, devil energy came in and was like, only one? What? Are you sure you don't want more? Because I can offer literally anything your heart desires. And Venus was like, I'm good. Devil energy was like, what? Maybe devil energy was persistent. And then again, time will tell. Something within Venus told her to say no to devil energy. Again, with the devil and the Six of Pentacles, anything that is easily received can be just as easily taken. Anything that is acquired through shady, unscrupulous means can be lost to those same sets of circumstances and situations. That's a devil energy that makes people worse off. But now it's like she picked the pinnacle that actually gives her anything and everything she wants. She thought, or she didn't, I feel like she knew the truth because that's the pre-high priestess. She's intuitive and discerning. She knew the truth. But from the outside, it's like you picked one thing when you could have had a million things. And then that one thing that she picks grows and gives her access to billions upon billions, many multiples of millions. But again, it's like it's that same short-sightedness that devil energy preys on, right? Charge it now, pay for it later. Yeah, duh. And it's like, girl, but like, if you pay for it later, you're going to pay more than you're paying now for one, and you're still going to have to pay for two. And especially if it's not anything that you need right now, or if you have the resources to just buy it outright, it may be easier. Qual. Again, that's a lot of fame, though. Fame, fortune, and renown. Any request fulfilled. But that's like, she's winning. Venus is winning. It's looking gorgeous for Venus. It's looking gorgeous for Mars, of course. So yeah, that's what I got. Thank you, Holly, and the one and only Zenitsu for being here. I hope you have an amazing whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make whatever you wish to experience your reality. I hope you're acting in alignment. Is that what I feel like I don't use the word make, but maybe I do. I don't know. Who knows? Uh, and I hope that you keep letting your intuition and discernment be healthy and thrive and all that good stuff. So until next time, I will see you later. Bye.